Running and loving are not opposites for an avoidant. I know how strange that sounds. I know that for most people, love moves towards. It reaches. It closes distance. It says, I want to be near this person, and then it acts accordingly. But for someone whose nervous system learned, very early and very thoroughly, that closeness is where the danger lives, love and fear arrive together. Always. They are not separate experiences that take turns. They are the same experience, felt simultaneously, pulling in opposite directions. Which means the running is not evidence that the love is absent. Sometimes the running is evidence that the love is overwhelming. So if you are watching someone you care about create distance, go quiet, pull back at exactly the moments when things were starting to feel real. Here are 5 signs that what is driving the distance is not indifference. It is the opposite of indifference. The first sign is that they always come back. Not to everyone. That is the part that matters. An avoidant who is not genuinely invested does not return with any particular consistency or intention. They drift back when it is convenient and drift away just as easily. There is no real pull in either direction because there is no real stakes. But an avoidant who loves you cannot seem to stay away. They pull back, and then something draws them forward again. The silence breaks. The distance collapses. They show up, sometimes without a clear explanation for why, and the showing up has a quality of inevitability to it that even they cannot fully account for. That returning, especially when it happens after real distance, after silence long enough to make you wonder if it was over, is one of the most honest things an avoidant can show you. Because it was not comfortable or easy or strategic, it was just necessary. The second sign is that they remember everything. Not the broad strokes, the details, the thing you said once about your father that you thought they were not really listening to. The name of the colleague who has been making your work difficult. The film you mentioned wanting to see 3 months ago that they quietly found and suggested without making it a thing. Avoidants who are not invested do not carry this kind of detail. They are present enough in the moment, and then they move on. The information does not stick because there is no deep emotional hook for it to catch on. But when an avoidant loves you, you live in them. Not loudly, not in a way they would necessarily admit to, but in the accumulation of small things they have held on to without being asked. You can see the shape of how much attention they have been paying. The third sign is that your pain lands differently than other people's pain. Everyone around an avoidant learns eventually that bringing emotional weight to them produces a kind of careful, managed response. They are kind but slightly clinical, present but slightly removed. They can hold other people's difficulty without being truly moved by it. But when you are hurting, something different happens. They cannot quite maintain the remove. Something in them responds before the defense system can organize itself. They show up imperfectly and urgently in a way that is completely unlike their usual measured carefulness. They might not say the right thing, they might not do it the way you would choose, but they do something. Because your pain bypassed the wall entirely. The fourth sign is that they are harder to be around when they love you than when they do not. This is the counterintuitive one. With people they are not deeply invested in, avoidance can be remarkably easy, warm, relaxed, consistent. Because nothing real is at stake and the defenses do not need to work very hard. But with you, things are harder. There is friction, there is inconsistency, there is a tension beneath the surface that was not there in the beginning and does not seem to go away. That difficulty is not a sign that the relationship is wrong. It is a sign that you matter enough to activate something. The fifth sign is that they tell you things they have not told other people. Not in one dramatic confession, slowly. A detail here, a memory there. Something from their childhood dropped into an ordinary conversation that they immediately move past, but that you notice because it was real in a way their usual conversation is not. An avoidant does not share those things accidentally. They share them because something in them, against everything their defense system recommends, is trying to be known by you. And trying to be known, for someone who has spent their whole life being carefully unknowable, is the most profound declaration of love they know how to make.